Dear students, today I would like to discuss the topic continuous charge distribution and density of charge. This topic I have discussed earlier in earlier video in Assamese, but for the English medium students also I would like to discuss once more. Now see here, whatever videos I will make for different topics, I may make for both mediums, means English medium and SMS medium. See here, let us come to the topic here. Means we are going to discuss first of all what is continuous charge distribution. See here, distribution of charge are of two types. Okay, one is discrete charge distribution and other is continuous charge distribution. Whatever till now we have discussed, all are means whatever distribution we have discussed, it was discrete charge distribution. For example, in discrete charge distribution we discuss the system of charges like q1, q2, q3 dot 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 like qn if there are n charges. One example I would like to give you. Suppose we discuss the formula of what for expression of what electric field intensity due to a multiple charges. Okay, there all the charges were discrete charges. Okay, actually in at microscopic level charge distribution is what discontinuous, because they are discrete charges separated by intervening spaces. That means it is like this only. In microscopic level what happened, charges are separated by a certain space. There is nothing inside in between the charges. Okay, uh, and the distance between the charges is, suppose for example, 1 Armstrong, that means 10 to the power minus 10 meter. Okay, in micro level this distance is very big. Okay, and this discrete charge distribution, it is based on quantization of charge. I discussed already. Quantization of charge means the formula, no, the charge in whatever it is positively charged or negatively charged, the whatever charge will remain, it is what q is equal to ne. If it is positively charged, then q is equal to plus ne on that body, it will remain. And if it is negatively charged body, then amount of charge will be q is equal to minus ne. Because you know, whenever a body becomes positively charged, that means it will lost few electrons. Okay, in discrete amount. That's why. Okay, I already discussed it. One more thing, mathematical treatment is simpler, means very simple, and does not involve calculus. That means in discrete charge distribution we don't require the concept of calculus. Calculus means both integral calculus or differential calculus. Okay, that's why the calculations are easier in discrete charge distribution. But in day-to-day life it is not possible to discuss all the charges distribution as discrete charge distribution. Okay, we cannot discuss all the phenomenons means by the concept of discrete charge distribution. Sometimes we have to consider in macro level continuous charge distribution also. Okay, continuous charge distribution at the micro level it happens, or micro scale it happens. Charge distribution is continuous. Earlier it was discrete. Okay, but now it is continuous distribution. Is continuous because separation between different charges is very small at this macroscopic level, though very large in microscopic level. For example, once more, these charges, suppose at micro level what happened, the distance between the charges is very large, and that's why we consider them as separate entity. Okay, and it is based on what quantization of charge. Discrete charges, this is another charge q1, this is q2 charge, this is q3 charge, this is q4, discrete. But in continuous, in macro level, okay, macro level what happened, the distance between them, suppose 10 to the power minus 10 meter or 1 Armstrong, in macro level this distance is negligible, means like this, like this. That means for us in macro level they become continuous. Okay, same entity. Okay, that means the total charge is continuous in case of macroscopic level. Okay, this is the concept we are going to discuss now. That means charge distribution now onwards will be what? Continuous. Okay. Now, continuous charge we discuss instead of Q1, Q2, Q3, Qn, dq. This term you will get continuous charge dq means differential calculus, you know that, and here you will get differential calculus and integral calculus. That means in continuous charge distribution the concept of calculus will be utilized, and means mathematical treatment will become little bit means complex. Okay, now this is the concept of what? Distribution of charge. Now we are going to discuss three types of charge density. Okay, in continuous charge distribution, the charge densities can be differentiated in three types. One is linear charge density. Linear charge density means if charge will remain in a line charge, in a wire suppose, then it is called linear charge, or its density will be linear charge density. Suppose you see here linear, what is linear charge density? Suppose this is a wire. Okay, it is a conductor. Suppose it is positively charged. Okay, now see the length of the wire is suppose L, and net charge, total charge is capital Q. Then according to the formula, linear charge density will be lambda equal to net charge divided by total length. That means charge per unit length. Okay, charge per unit length is called linear charge density. I have written this formula. Charge per unit length is called linear charge density. Okay, but in your textbook this formula is not given. Lambda equal to Q by L. Actually in your book it is given lambda is equal to delta Q by delta L, but both are same thing. See here, why in your textbook it is not clearly mentioned. Why we haven't considered Q by L? Why we have considered delta Q by delta L? Both are correct. See here, suppose this delta, see if you divide this whole wire into certain segments, suppose 1 2 3 I have divided. Okay, delta L, suppose this part is delta L, this part is delta L, this part is also delta L, 3 segments. Okay, and charge also divided into 3 parts. Suppose for this delta L length charge is delta Q, for this one delta L delta Q, for this also delta L equal to delta Q. Okay, that means what will happen? Delta Q, suppose here amount of charge in small line element wire of length delta L, then linear charge density will be lambda is equal to delta Q by delta L. This is the concept. Simply you have to remember whether you consider this formula or disconsider this formula, both are correct. That means you have to remember charge per unit length is called what? Linear charge density, means lambda is equal to Q by L or lambda is equal to delta Q by delta L. This means you have divided the whole wire into certain small element, and delta Q by delta L will be what? Linear charge density. Okay. Now see here, in your book only this formula is given, but I would like to tell you one thing. Suppose if you divide delta L, suppose this delta L, if you divide into small part, very small part, that means if delta L tends to 0, that means limit delta L tends to 0, then what will happen? Delta L tends to 0 means you can write every small portion equal to what? Suppose this portion, you see dl. See, L is the biggest portion. If you divide the L into certain portion, it will become delta L. Again, if you divide delta L very small portion, and if tends to 0, then the smallest portion is called dl. That means the charge will again it will be very small. That means delta Q will also become tends to 0, not 0 but tends to 0. That means you can write instead of delta L dq. Okay, now what is the total amount of charge in this small portion dl? This is the question. It is not given in your book, but very important concept for the competitive exam or for the higher classes also. That's why you see what will happen. Charge on small element dl. Okay, see, unitary method, you know, lambda into dl. dq is equal to what? Lambda into dl. Why? See here, if lambda means what? charge per unit length. If unit length contains delta q charge, then that means dl length will contain how much charge? dl into lambda. Okay, this formula you remember, it will help you. Okay, now what is the next question is, what is the net amount of charge? You have to find out. If you have to find out what is the net amount of charge, that means in this whole length, that means whole length is what? L. It is q. Now how will you get from this formula? Small amount is what? dq equal to lambda into dl. Since this is a continuous body, this is a continuous body, that means if you have to sum up all the dl, if you add all the dl, you will get what? L. If you add all the dq, you will get what? Q. That means don't write summation. Since continuous function, you have to write here integration. If you integrate dq, you will get what? Capital Q. And here integration of L lambda into dl. This is the total amount of charge. You remember this formula, and it is not given in your book, but it is very helpful. Okay, and SI unit is what? SI unit of what? SI unit of linear charge density is what? Since formula is what? Q by L or delta Q by L. SI unit of Q means charge is what? Coulomb, and SI unit of length is what? Meter. That is why coulomb per meter. You can write like this way or this way. Okay, this is the concept of linear charge density. Okay, for exam purpose, it is not that important. Okay, but ultimately it will help you in small concept. This is a sub concept. Okay, now see, next topic is surface charge density. Earlier was what? Linear charge density. Linear charge density means when suppose this line, if you charge this line, then it will become linear charge. Okay, now suppose this is a surface, okay, having area S, and net amount of charge is what? Q. That means whole area S contains how much charge? Total charge Q. And if you divide the whole surface into equal segments, suppose one area is delta S and charge is what? Delta Q. This is also delta S, delta Q, delta S, delta Q. Again, if you divide delta S into very small portion, you will get, that means delta S tends to 0, limit delta S tends to 0 means ds. Okay, ds. Again, ds will contain how much charge? Small dq. That means delta Q tends to 0, very small, that means dq. See, this diagram is not given in your book clearly, but I have drawn this diagram to make you understand better way. Now see here, what is surface charge density? Simplest way, it is not given in your book. In your book, textbook, it is given. I want to show firstly this simplest one. Surface charge density means net charge divided by net area. Okay, that means charge per unit area is called surface charge density. So this is the formula. Okay, again, if you consider this small surface, then what will happen? Delta Q by delta S is also surface charge density. Both formulas are correct. Okay, and why it is correct? Because it is uniformly charged. That's why. Again, what is the charge in the small portion ds now? That means it is dq. dq equal to what? Unitary method. Sigma per unit area charge is what? Delta q. That's why small area delta s ds will be what? Just you multiply. This is the unitary method. If unit area contains charge what? Delta q. Okay, means sigma. That means sigma into ds will be what? Total charge in ds, that is equal to dq. Now what is the net charge in the whole area? That means S. That means what is the net amount of charge? Q. Again you integrate both sides. Integration of dq means q and integration sigma ds. This is the formula for the to find out what net charge for a whole surface area. Okay, if it is uniformly charged. Okay, now see volume charge density. Oh, sorry, SI unit is what? Formula? Delta Q by delta SC or Q by S, same thing. Q means coulomb and S means meter square. Coulomb per meter square. Again, similarly, volume charge density means what? Again, see, suppose I have considered means this is a Q. You can consider other means object also, just it should be a 3D object. That means it should have length, breadth, and height. Okay, suppose the net volume of this cube is V and net charge is contains in this cube is what? Q. Okay, if you divide the cube into several parts, every part is suppose delta V, delta V, delta V. That means charge will be suppose delta Q, delta Q, delta Q. If you divide delta V again into small portions, suppose delta V tends to 0, then every portion having volume dV, dV, dV. That means you will get very small cube. Okay, very small cube means suppose I would like to show you this one. This one, suppose this one. That means dV will contain how much charge? dQ charge. That means now what is volume charge density? Why it is volume charge density? Because this object having length, breadth, height. Okay, that is why volume charge density rho equal to Q by V, charge per unit volume, simply. Or you may write delta Q by delta V equal to volume charge density. That means charge per unit volume is called volume charge density. Again, if you have to calculate what is the net charge, means smallest amount of charge present in dV, that means dQ. dQ is equal to what? Again, rho into the multiply the volume dV, just like the earlier concept. Here it is, instead of ds, it is dV. Again, what is the total charge on the whole volume? Total charge means you have to integrate. You will get Q is equal to rho integration rho dV. And SI unit is what? Coulomb per meter cube. This is the concept of what? Charge density. See here, normally teachers used to discuss simply, I could have finished the topic just in 30 seconds. What? The density, linear charge density means total charge divided by total length equal to what? Linear charge density. SI unit is that one. Similarly, surface charge density means, suppose this is the whole surface S and net charge is Q. That means surface charge density is Q by S. Again, volume charge density is what? Q by V. Okay, but I have given the idea such that you can clarify the concept. Okay, today I would like to finish the topic here only. Bye.